Won't you take me back to Tennessee?
The award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest info about hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. This episode is brought to you by GSM Outdoors, whose vision is to preserve the sportsman's legacy, fuel innovation, and enable the next generation of outdoor enthusiasts. Think outside. That's where you'll find us. Now, make welcome your host, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. I'm glad you're tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We got an awesome show lined up for you today.
Awesome, Jason. The Tennessee Angler Recognition Program. I'm really interested in learning more about it. I know about it, but I want to get the details today.
Yeah, we got an awesome guest with us too.
Exactly.
I mean, he brings in the views and racks up the analytics.
Can you say record holder? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah, well, we had a show just recently about the record crappie production. And Travis was our guest, and man, that show blew up, and it's great though that these things are happening in Tennessee.
I know it.
There's some record things happening in Tennessee.
So. Hard work pays off.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, Travis.
Oh, glad to be here.
It's going to be fun. But before we dive too deep, a radio station, Don.
Yeah, let's recognize those folks getting the word out there for us. WMCH 1260 AM. They're in the Tri-Cities area, and we are on the station there. The extras air at 7:30 in the morning, and Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays.
Okay.
So at
Some
7:30.
different times there. That's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, we appreciate our radio partners from Mountain City to Memphis. We got 30 plus radio stations that carry the show, and we appreciate everyone out there. And then the stations, and then we appreciate the listeners and watchers and subscribers out there following us. So keep following, keep watching, keep clicking. We couldn't do this without you guys tuning in each week. One thing is archery deer season's in full swing. Visit tnwildlife.org for the rules, regs, and licenses. You can get all that right there in one stop. And then the Tennessee Biodiversity Summit coming up October 22nd. Those tickets are selling fast. We're reaching some good numbers on that. It's going to be happening at MTSU in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
And you need to get your reservation in by, what's the date?
October 7th.
So you can be included for the lunch.
Yeah, so the cutoff for lunch is October 7th. So sign up before then, and because we got to get those numbers in for the box lunch.
Yeah,
and
it's going to be a great event. It really is.
all that fun stuff. Yeah, it is because we just did a site visit, figuring out how the room's going to be set up and all the educational booths and things that are going to be there. So don't miss that. Great for teachers, great for students, great for just the general public who love wildlife.
Right.
Travis Scott is with us today, and he is our Assistant Chief of Fisheries. And we already mentioned he was on just a few weeks ago talking about crappie, and that really blew up. But Travis is an awesome guy, and we're glad he's here with us today, and excited to talk more about tarp and learn about that. But real quick, how's the crappie production for 2025 looking?
It looks great. We've used the mat spawning process again this year, and we saw those excellent numbers going out into the ponds, and that's what's coming up. By the time this airs, we'll be starting that process of drawing those ponds down and seeing that success and getting those fish into the water.
Awesome. So we're looking at another record year, maybe?
We hope. We got our fingers crossed. It looked good coming out of the building into the ponds. It really did.
Oh,
awesome.
good.
Awesome. All right. So awesome. Real quick, what other projects do y'all got going on? Anything fun right now?
Well, sure. We're heading into the fall. The water temperatures are going to start cooling, and the fishing should start improving.
Okay.
We should start seeing some really good catches, but we'll have some biologists out doing some surveys on our agency lakes, collecting some fish and seeing what kind of populations are doing there. We'll be doing some habitat work. Of course, we do habitat work across the state, and so some of that will be going on during this season, getting some structures in the water to help those fish populations.
Okay, awesome. And one other thing that I don't know that we've mentioned on the show yet, but this is the 25th year of sturgeon reintroduction, right?
Right. And
anniversary of the year.
Some great news on that. They're a long-lived species, and they take a long time to reach maturity to start reproducing. And this year, 25th anniversary, we collected a gravid, what we call a gravid, but it was a female with eggs.
Oh, man.
And so it's very exciting that any time now we should start seeing those sturgeon reproducing on their own, which is the ultimate goal for restoration.
Wow.
Natural reproduction. That's awesome.
That's big.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, we're going to do more on that. Hopefully, do a full show and kind of walk everybody through how that process happened. And
I remember some of the first ones being released in the French Broad. We did a Wild Side back in the Wild Side TV days, and it was said that it was going to be at least 20 years before natural production, and when you're doing it that day, you're thinking, man, 20 years. I'll only be 71 then. Here we are.
We've made it, yeah. And we're seeing more and more anglers incidentally catching those and reporting them too. So and up to some really nice sizes. I think the biggest we've collected in our surveys is around 60 pounds. So they're really getting up to a nice size.
That's awesome.
Good deal.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, let's dive into TARP, Tennessee Angler Recognition Program. It's been going on for a long time now, and we're going to get a few more details on that today, and we got some exciting news for this as well. We're closing in on a milestone for entries here. So jump in, Travis. Tell us what TARP is all about.
Yeah, it started in around 2003 to recognize trophy catches of anglers. But what it's really done is highlighted the trophy potential of Tennessee's waters and the fisheries we manage. And it's based, the lengths, we've got 27 different species of fish in the program, and it's based on length. So if your fish, the lengths we have are based on the world record. So they're 74 to 80% of the world record length will qualify as a trophy fish. And we've got 27 different species, and people can voluntarily submit if they catch a fish that meets those minimum length limits for those specific species. And it varies depending on the species. Like a bluegill is 11 inches, and red ear are 11 inches, and like a smallmouth are 20 inches, and so on and so forth. And so if you catch a fish, you can submit an application. There is a $5 fee to help with the processing, but there's some cool awards, and we get for your fish, you get this lovely print. Certificate with Joseph Tomilleri fish on it. If you catch 5 different fish or 5 fish, 5 trophy fish and submit, we've got some cool patches that we'll send out for the Master Angler 1, and you can work your way up to Master Angler 5 if you catch 20 different species.
Wow.
And which is totally possible. We have 3 anglers currently that have submitted 20 different trophy species and gotten that Master Angler 5. We have almost 500 that have made Master Angler 1, which is 5 fish, any combination. Master Angler 2 would be 5 fish of 5 different species, and then Master Angler 3 is 10 different species. Master Angler 4 is 15 different species.
So you catch them 5 at a time, or you got to catch them in those 10, 15?
No. You just submit them as you catch them.
Okay.
And once you make it to 15, you'll get your Master Angler 3 certificate.
Gotcha.
And actually on Master Angler 3, there's a Bass Pro gift card that comes with it as well. So we've got some partnership with Bass Pro to help sponsor the program.
So how does that submission work? How do you submit that?
You are able to do it online through the Go Outdoors Tennessee, but there's also an application you could find in our fishing guide or on our website. There's some great information on our website, and submit that application with your fee, and then we'll process that. And of course, we've got to do some verification to make sure that it is the actual species you say it is. And if it's not, you'll get a certificate for the next time you submit. We're not able to issue a refund, but we'll be able to give you a coupon for the next time you catch one.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So the better the photo, the better for us. Right?
We love getting the photos, and a good quality photo. We put those online so people can see their catch online.
Yeah, so visit tnwildlife.org. Under the fishing tab, you can scroll down and see Tennessee Angler Recognition Program. But yeah, all that information is there. All the details are here, so you can read through. I know we're going to cover a lot today, but if you miss it, just visit tnwildlife.org. The photos are important, and I know going on to that online submission makes it easier for folks to submit their photos.
Oh, yeah.
The quality of the photo is so much better if we do the online entry.
Oh, definitely.
And our web folks love it because it makes our website look better, and it's cool to go see those photos and see what people are catching.
Yeah, they're catching some great fish.
So that's part of the entry, though. You need to see that photo so you can verify what's
the
called.
Species, and make sure it's the correct length.
Yeah. So, so how does this differ? One of my questions I have is, how does this differ from the Tennessee State Record Fish Program?
Right. State records, there's more species that we recognize for state records, but that is the biggest that's ever been caught in the state and submitted. I mean, people still have to notify us, and that's a bigger process. So we have to go out and actually identify that fish. It has to be weighed on certified scales, and then we can recognize if it exceeds the existing record. But this is an opportunity for people that catch a trophy, though, to get recognized for that size fish that's going to meet those qualifications. And so we've got it limited right now to 27 different species.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm thinking about trophy, to some folks, trophies, it can be this big to this big,
Right,
but we have that set, goal or whatever, the limit there from small to big, that sets a trophy fish for Tennessee. And
yeah, and it would be considered a trophy in any other state as well. Yes.
But there are also things out there for first-time catches as well. It's not part of this program, but first-time catch certificates and things like that too, right?
Sure. Yeah. If you catch your first fish, and you can submit for a first fish award, and we'll send you a certificate recognizing that first catch, which is always fun when you get that first fish and want to recognize that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So let's dive into a bit of the management and stuff. Does this program help with your management efforts? I would say every little bit of data helps, but do y'all use this for that?
It's been interesting. It's not scientific because it's voluntary for people to submit this, but over the course of the 20 or so years the program's been in effect, we've kept a file of all of these fish that have submitted, and we start diving into that data and looking at it, and there's some things we can tease out of it. We can pick out some locations that are more likely to produce trophy fish. We can also look at some timing. We did that earlier this year. I was going through looking at some of the records, and it turns out that May is a great month to catch a tarp, bluegill, or red ear, and we put some of that information out in our fishing forecast to let folks know. Another tidbit, I was just looking before this meeting to kind of get an idea, since we're airing in October, what's a fish that people are catching in October? Turns out smallmouth bass. And so I want to talk about that a little bit because, of course, Tennessee's home to the world record smallmouth bass. Yeah. It was caught at Dell Hollow Lake. Well, guess what? The most submitted tarp fish is the smallmouth bass, and the most submissions have come from Dell Hollow Lake. Awesome. So it's interesting when you start diving into some of that different, those different things that you can pull out of there. And so we've got a list of the top lakes that you could go to for all the different species if you're wanting to target those.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it is deer season right now, but it's also a great time to be fishing. I mean, you can fish all year long.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So get out there, go to Del Hollow or maybe some of the surrounding areas.
Oh, any lake across. This is the thing that's been interesting. We've had submissions from over 100 different water bodies for trophy fish across the state. And some of them produce multiple different species and multiple trophies. Some of the information we've gleaned, like Chickamauga Lake, has produced the most submissions for trophy fish, and it's about, I think, 16 different species. Watts Bar Lake, there have been 19 different species of trophy fish submitted from that lake. So some really neat stuff we can pull out from the data looking at that.
Yeah.
Great testament to the fisheries division, I mean,
I think so.
Claim it.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it does give us some information. Several of these fisheries and the species are supported by our stocking efforts. We talked about the crappie, and so it's good to see that those fish that we're stocking are growing to trophy sizes and people are catching them and reporting them. So it definitely is a reflection on some of that better management and the habitat work we do, all the fish sampling. Then at the end of the day, we're producing some really trophy fisheries out there.
That's neat you're able to use it. It's kind of like an online survey, Creel survey.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. It's an excellent way to kind of rank some of these lakes and let people know if they're really interested and want to target some of these species and they call in, we can tell them, if you want to catch a bowfin, Reelfoot Lake would be a nice place to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, okay, so if you're just tuning in, we're talking about TARP, Tennessee Angler Recognition Program, and when we have Travis on, we're always, sharing some record news.
Right.
We're about to hit a record with TARP. So what are we shooting for?
Well, let's talk about this.
Drum roll, please.
We've been averaging the last 4 years about 460 submissions a year. We set a record in June. We had 108 trophy fish submitted in June. But what that's done now, it's pushed us to the point we're about to cross the 10,000 fish mark. 10,000 trophy fish submitted as part of the Tennessee Angler Recognition Program.
So yeah, we're excited about that. That's why we're highlighting the show, this month and trying to push people to go and submit, go fish, and enjoy the outdoors, and be a cool milestone to hit here pretty soon.
Yep,
so
definitely
10,000 entries. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
And I think we could maybe throw a shout out to Mike Bramlett. Mike just retired, but Mike he loved this program. He was heart and soul in this program.
He did. He ran this program for most of his career, and it's nice to see it coming to that 10,000 mark and all of those submissions that come in. Yeah, he's a big part of it.
Yeah. He was great, and he always helped with the fishing events and things like that. He was I forget where he started his career, but he was a great asset to the fisheries.
Oh yeah, a long career with the agency. All right, for 35 years.
Yeah,
great partner to work with, and really developed this program.
Yeah. All right. So 10,000 fish. Let's get there soon. Go catch some fish. Go get your license. Get out there and enjoy what Tennessee has to offer. And it sounds like if you want to catch a smallmouth, go to Del Holla this time of year.
Yeah.
There's some other locations though. We've had submissions for smallmouth from I think around 70 different locations across the state.
Wow.
Well, if you're like me, go hit one of those little small creeks or rivers, and you'll find some big ones in there too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're fun to catch. All right. So while we're on the locations, we talked about Del Holla. What's some other top locations that you've seen just in some of the records and some of or not records, but some of the entries that you've come across?
Well, one unique thing I want to talk about is we had an angler from West Virginia contact us. He found out about the program, and he got excited, and he said, I want to see what I can do there. So he started around the 4th of July. He came to Tennessee, made a trip, and by September 3rd, he has submitted 40 different trophy fish as part of the TARP program from 17 different species, and has made a Master Angler 3. Wow. And I was just amazed. Wow. I guess I shouldn't be, because I know that we have great biologists and we're doing good work.
Great fish.
But but a non-resident could come into the state in just a few months has already racked up that many trophy fish from Tennessee waters. And of course, he's asking us, we're kind of got in him where he needs to go to catch those. Because some of it's going to be specific. You're not going to catch rainbow trout everywhere across the state because they're a cold water species and they're limited to places they're going to be.
Right.
Similar with the bowfin, I mentioned that's going to be a West Tennessee type fish. It's not everywhere. But some of our species are everywhere, like largemouth bass. I mean, you're liable to catch those. We've had trophies caught in just about every type of water you can imagine across the state and submitted. But you want to talk about some of the different locations. Largemouth bass. Let's go over the top 5 locations maybe for largemouth bass. Of course, our state record comes from Chickamauga. Yep. We've had the most submissions from Chickamauga.
Gabe King got that record.
Not far behind is Nickajack, then Kentucky, Watts Bar, and Douglas Reservoir. So almost all of our regions are in the top 5. There's a water body from all of our regions in that top 5, essentially. So
that's good. Well distributed.
Yeah. Go back to that number for that out-of-state angler. What was the number of species?
17 different species.
40 fish
40 fish total.
So what bodies of water, how many bodies of water? Do you have that number?
I don't know. He's been mainly in the East Tennessee area.
Okay.
Kind of middle and East Tennessee, targeting some of those waters. But
cool.
And it looks like a lot of that, his angling has been targeting below some of our tailwaters, below dams. And that's where you often have a lot of fish congregated up when they're releasing that water and there's heavy bait and stuff coming through. That would be a great place to start on some of those. And like Nickajack, we mentioned Del Hollow for smallmouth, but a close second would be Nickajack. But that area for those smallmouth on Nickajack is concentrated really in that upper riverine portion, just below Chickamauga Dam and down through Chattanooga proper. So,
Awesome.
It'd be interesting to know what he does for a living. Maybe fishing.
Must be retired,
He's retired, yes. He retired and is fishing, and he wanted to see what he could do in Tennessee, and he's done well. Yeah.
Good for him.
Well, what a great way to retire and just do that.
Right.
Get outside and enjoy surrounding states have to offer. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Tennessee's great, but there's a lot of great hunting and fishing all across the U.S. So it's cool that we have so many records. You mentioned smallmouth, Delhala. That's a world record. Obviously we have state records for a lot of fish, but Tennessee is known for quite a few world records, and I think that's very cool.
Yeah, we've got the world record smallmouth and world record walleye. We've also got the world record black crappie. So we do well at producing some really huge fish, world record quality size fish here in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And part of that is we're like on the walleye and the smallmouth, we're like at the southern end of their range, really. And so we've got the ideal growing conditions down here for those cooler water species. We're right at the bottom end of it, and so they have a longer growing season and can really reach some great size.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, this is always a great incentive too for, somebody who's interested in fishing and maybe trying to get a young person interested in getting out there with them. Maybe a grandchild or a son or daughter. To get them out there, to give them a little incentive. Hey, let's see if we can go earn us a tarp recognition. Here.
Definitely. No, I agree. I think the TARP program was a great way it's a great tool in our reactivation, retention, and recruitment. Our R3 program. I think it's a great tool for that because it's a nice incentive there, but it also the information we're getting from it, lets us kind of guide folks to give them, some great locations to go and target those too.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you mentioned we have quite a few people coming in from out of state and fishing and enjoying these opportunities. Your stocking efforts are making trophies. I just want to say this again. I mean, the work that you guys are doing in fisheries, if it wasn't for you guys and the work that y'all do, we wouldn't have these opportunities, and I appreciate what y'all are doing.
Oh, we love doing it. We like providing those opportunities. We mentioned the walleye. A lot of those fisheries are supported by stocking efforts. The natural reproduction doesn't keep up in most waters, and so we're stocking those. But, the world record is from Old Hickory Reservoir, and of course, Old Hickory still falls as one of the top destinations or top areas for submissions from anglers for the TARP program. Watauga leads the way, though, on for number of submissions for trophy walleye.
Wow.
So Dale Hollow is right behind it, and that's some of the unique stuff I was mentioning earlier. Most of these reservoirs across the state are producing multiple trophies of multiple different species.
Yeah.
So,
And then Old Hickory holds the record, right?
yes, world record. Sure does.
For a walleye. That's crazy. And one that I think about that I think would be fun to chase, and I think we may have talked about this last time, was the muskie. It's this time of year, you have a lot of people coming from out of state. As it starts getting cooler, coming from out of state, coming down here trying to catch muskie.
Oh, yeah. And this is a good time of year to target them as those waters cool off. Sure, they're going to start feeding heavily as well. And we've had 123 submissions of muskie for the TARP program, and a variety of locations there. Melton Hill, of course, leads the way.
Sure.
And of course, that fishery is driven by our stocking efforts there.
Mm-hmm.
And so
another one of those,
we stock a lot of muskie. Got some good news on that, too. We've partnered with Indiana to get really a large number, a lot more, probably 10 times more fish than we would normally get in a year. And so that's a big deal. And we've got a program going up there where we're tagging those muskie as we put them in so we can track them over time and see how that stocking effort is influencing that fishery.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, really.
That's one fish I haven't chased, and I want to do it sometime. So, if
you
know anybody, let me know.
They're incredible. Yes, we do. And the fun thing about those is we've got some stream fisheries for muskie that are fairly easy to access. We've got good TWRA access areas like on the Caney Fork River. When we're talking Caney Fork, it's the upper end is where most of these are, the riverine portion around the Great Falls Reservoir. But that area around Great Falls, below Great Falls, and the upper Center Hill is all those tributaries to Great Falls Reservoir are prime locations as well to target some trophy muskie.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Anything else that you want to cover that I didn't get to, our long tarp and what it's all about? And And, we're almost to 10,000 fish, which is really cool.
That's amazing.
Right, yeah. We should, based on our average numbers, hit that by the end of the year. And we're really excited about that. But what I want to see us do is hit that 20,000 a lot faster than we hit the 10.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason I wanted to be here today. Just I didn't realize the extent of this program until I got this job here in Nashville. And I walked through the office one day, and the printer is just spitting out all these certificates. I'm like, it's just kind of like, really?
What's this all about?
Yeah, what's going on here? Oh, those are our TARP submissions. We're printing out certificates. I was like, how many of these we get? And we start looking in the numbers. I'm like, wow, this is impressive. I mean, this is because it's voluntary. I mean, it's not like a mandatory. You catch a trophy fish, you have to send it in. So these are people that catch a trophy fish and are excited and want to celebrate it, and we're happy to celebrate it with them.
Yeah. Every time we shine a light on this program, it does get a bump because, I mean, there's a lot of we don't have a big advertising budget. You know, we don't tout it as much as we could if you had a big budget,
Right,
to let people know about it. So every instance like this or a mention at a commission meeting, a lot of times commissioners will go, wow, I didn't know we had that program, and they're commissioners. So, and like you said, I'm a longtime employee here too. I'm a little bit more aware of it because I'm here in the headquarters office, but you coming from the region, not as much,
Right. I didn't work it in the region. I wasn't aware that just every day they were cranking out these trophy certificates up in Nashville, and people are excited. They really get a kick out of it, and like reaching those different levels. The Master Angler 1 through 5, they get really excited. And Master Angler 5, you get a nice like wooden plaque. Master Angler 4, there's a small trophy in addition to your certificate. So yeah, lots of cool stuff there.
It's like making the Eagle Scout of fishing,
Right. And who doesn't want to brag to their friends? Yeah, I'm a master angler.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I'll throw out there too another shout out to Bass Pro for their contributions on Master Angler. What is it?
3.
Master Angler 3.
Yep.
And that's the shop out at Kodak, Tennessee, right? They're the ones who helped sponsor that. Is that true?
I believe so.
Yeah. So thanks to them, and it's very cool. So yeah, a lot of different levels, a lot of opportunities. Go out there and get you some certificates and get a few trophies here and there, and just enjoy fishing in Tennessee.
There's a trophy fish swimming not far from your house right now. I guarantee you.
One thing I do want to mention before we run out of time, winter trout will be firing up pretty soon, if not already. I guess it's
right at the end of November, 1st of
okay.
December, we'll start getting some of those trout out there in the waters. And of course, our delayed harvest season for trout opens here in October in many of our waters. So be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
One thing I don't want to forget, and then let's do a show on that one too. Had some requests come in. People want to know more about that. So we'll talk about winter trout here very, very soon. Tennessee Wildcast. Thank y'all for watching and listening. Travis, thank you.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I love the animation, love the excitement. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
we're gonna reach that 10,000 quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By tomorrow.
All right, you heard it here, folks. Keep tuning in, keep watching, keep listening, and we'll see you next time.
Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram. You can invest in Tennessee's wildlife future by purchasing a license at GoOutdoorsTennessee.com. That's GoOutdoorsTennessee.com.